Hey guys, I hope y'all are all having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm stoked you're here. Today, I've got a kind of interesting review from a knife that was lent in to me from my local buddy and BFF, A to Z EDC. He makes knives available for me from time to time. Go give him a follow on Instagram at A2Z EDC. Great guy, great collection, well worth your time and your view. But this is a knife that I was not even aware existed in this size. Before I get started, I do want to say thank you to all the channel members, and thanks any of you who come in to check out my knife and EDC content. If you're so inclined to hit the bell notification and the subscribe button, it would really help me out and keep you updated on the channel. So this is the Pto-Tech Rockeye. This is one that was from DLT Trading Company. I guess they make these in various colors. I've only seen them in black, but this one is in kind of an OD green. It has got a hex 3/16 pivot. I think it's got 1/16 on the hardware. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, 1/16. And where was that other? I had a bit the other day that fit in one similar. It's not a T5, but it is a hex pit. I want to say it's 3/64. But guys, this knife came perfectly centered. A to Z swapped out the Pto-Tech clip. He had a Lynch Benchmade clip, one of these spoon clips that works really well in the pocket, and it fits this knife perfectly. But this is an auto, and like all other Pto-Techs that I've experienced, it's got a lot of kick, which means it's got a very strong spring. I can close it with one hand. Most of them work easier if you close it with two, because it is under a lot of tension, because it does fly out of that handle. You really want to have a grip on it. The actual ergonomics of this knife, which I think of as a tactical knife, are perfect. I love the way it feels in my hand. I have not felt it with the original clip, but with this Benchmade Lynch clip, it works great. You've got really one grip here. The grip that I prefer is right here. And then you've got this angled Les George-esque, because this is a Les George collaboration, jimped spine. And then you've got this swedge that ends up here at the tip of the blade. It is an S35VN, and it's stonewashed. It is going to be a thicker grind. This is going to be the kind of knife that you stick through soft material, or you stick through car doors, or you stick through a can, or you slam it into wood, whatever you need to. It's a thicker blade, and we'll get some dimensions here in a second, but it is still very slicey. So for an EDC cutter, whether you're breaking down cardboard, hacking through duct tape, saving your Slurpee, it is very, very effective. I like the look of it. I think it is not as aggressive as my SNG, but I think it's a full-size, medium-sized knife. Let's get a couple of quick size comparisons. But if you look at it next to the Cold Steel 4MAX, pretty close to the same size. If you look at my Civivi Baby Banter on washers, it's much bigger than it. I do like the OD green. It's really growing on me. At first I was kind of like, I would have held out for black. But let's look at it next to the Benchmade Bug Out, which it's going to be much larger than. And let's look at it next to our Pto-Tech PM2, which is the same size as. I had seen the Pto-Tech Rockeye most frequently, and really the only form I thought it came in, and had almost bought it, in the SBR, which is a smaller variation, really a small knife, where this is really a full-size knife. A full-size knife that has aluminum handles, very smooth handles, but they've got that aluminum powdery feel which makes them not slick. Deep in the pocket and rides very, very well in the pocket. In and out like a dream. Deep carry clip, very smooth angle, so it's not going to snag on anything. Just a very nice carry. Let's do a couple of quick measurements of this guy as I share it with you. It does have a lanyard hole, even though with this Benchmade clip, which I really, really like, it kind of blocks the lanyard hole, which I could give zero shits about because I don't use a lanyard, but that would be something to be considered. It comes with a really nice clip. It's just a Pto-Tech clip. So you've got a 5-inch closed platform. You have a 3.5-inch blade, so it is a full-size knife. It is going to come in at 8.5 inches. So that's a right under 3.5-inch blade, right at 5-inch handle. The cutting edge is going to be 3.25. You've got this nice, I wouldn't even call that a choke up spot, but you've got a nice little choil here. Your plunge grind comes to about right here, so you do have several sharpenings on this S35VN blade. You can see the Les George's collaborative stamp there. You've got Pto-Tech USA on the other side. This is a USA-made knife. S35VN. The grinds are perfectly even. Cuts like an absolute dream. Carries even better. Let's do a couple of quick size comparisons against some of my other Pto-Techs. So this is my MagnaCut Pto-Tech Mordax. About the same size. This is the Strider Pto-Tech SNG. Just about the same size. And then this is the Magic Whiskers 2, and it's going to be pretty close to the same size, maybe 1/8 of an inch smaller. So a really nice offering from Pto-Tech. I'm a big fan. I used to not, but I really do enjoy the automatics, especially the Pto-Tech automatics, because like I say, they are so snappy. They've got so much kick. So this guy had right at around a 3.5-inch blade. It's going to come in at 4.5 ounces, about an ounce over the inch to the ounce ratio. But again, that ratio, wherever it came from, doesn't really have any bearings on me. It doesn't affect the fact that I feel like it's a very stable feeling tool. It's not too heavy, but it feels like a tool. It feels like a knife. It doesn't feel like, you know, some of the lighter weight options that I have. The stop pin here is very substantial. You'll see that it locks in very well there. You have no side to side, no up and down on this knife. Nice aluminum handles that fuse together here with these body screws so that you've got, you know, all the practical purposes of an integral without getting anything back there. And again, perfectly centered. Just a great, great specimen. So this, guys, is the Les George Pto-Tech Rockeye, the full-size standard Rockeye. Did not know it exists. It's definitely on my watch list. I think it's a great knife. The SBR was always a little bit smaller than me for me. Even though I like a smaller knife, I just got a lot of small knives in my collection. But I thought this one was very cool. I like the color. I asked A to Z to borrow it. He'd carried it for a few days and agreed that it was okay for me to give it a whirl. So I've really enjoyed it. I think it's a fantastic knife. One that I will kind of always, you know, have a feeling for. And now I'll notice it, and it might be something I pick up down the road. I think I might prefer the black just because all my Pto-Techs are black, but the green is pretty cool too. So that is, as I try to close it with one hand, the Pto-Tech Rockeye. Guys, thank you for checking out my content. Again, if you're so inclined and you just stopped by, I appreciate it. If you have just a second, if you'd hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon, I'd really help it. I really appreciate it. And please, it would help me out if you look out for the guy or gal to your left, if you look out for the guy or gal to your right, if you look out for each other, if you go forward with love in your heart, and if you always choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.